Hi, welcome to the Connersville Parks and Recreation Board of Directors. This is the June meeting. I call the meeting to order. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. Anne, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Give me the day off.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Kate, hello Kate. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Thank you.
Could you do the roll call for us,
I
please?
will. Terry Pfeiffer.
Oh, here.
Amy Hammond.
Here.
Vane Lashua.
Here.
Ann Kirshner.
Here.
Julie Fisher.
Here.
Angie McMullen.
She was not able to get off of work on time. She texted and apologized. Something had come up at work, and emergencies happen. So, did you all have a chance to read over the minutes? Did they look correct? Does anyone have any additions or corrections to the minutes that you received?
It was a short meeting, I think.
It was a short meeting.
We did really well.
All right, I will entertain a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
I will second that.
Wait, first you have to make the motion.
Oh, I thought
No, I will entertain a
you will
motion.
entertain the motion.
Yeah.
I shall make the motion.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. And the motion carries. Thank you for approving those wonderful detailed minutes. Thanks, Kate, for the minutes.
You are very welcome.
Okay. All right. Hi, Marla.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Are you ready for my report?
Well, I am. I was going to ask you how your vacation was, but I don't know that we'll open that can of worms.
But you're tan. I'm tan. It
Uh-huh.
was nice. And
Except for this
relaxing.
white streak
I
right
know.
here where your phone was up against your face.
Yes,
I'm
that
so
is
sorry that you were not able to have a call-free vacation. And
Wait, that's okay.
yes, always on duty.
So I first want to congratulate a few different people. So Anne, we have a very honorable person sitting at our table. She received a wonderful award at the sports banquet this year this month in June. And what a great honor. So congratulations.
I knew nothing about it at all. I attend these things anyway. And Andrea Van Meter and Damon Havlicek both texted me and they says, well, you are coming. And I said, I haven't missed one of these things in 30 years and we're 6 for 6. We're 6 for 6 on sectionals, like I'm going to miss this one. And she was reading about, I wasn't aware of the award, what it was. And she started reading and I thought, oh crap, that's me. and I had known Oscar Horning back when I first moved here and knew what he had done, and then I talked to Bobby Gibbs later, and he and Ann at one point in time had received that award when they were still running the boys club. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I've spent lots of hours there, and fortunately or unfortunately, I can't retire because my grandson would probably kill me because he'll be in 7th grade. And Grandma, aren't you going to be there for my stuff? You were there for Sissy's. So yeah, I'm on at least for another couple of years. But yeah, it was just really, really cool. And I was so surprised.
Yeah.
Just so surprised.
We also received a lot of our summer staff also received some great awards at that banquet as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was a really good banquet, and a lot of great awards were given out.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you look at our Scott and Ben have done a wonderful job of hiring people for summer discovery. Carter DeBoard's there. He's ready to go off to college. A great kid. Cody. I mean, the staff there is just fantastic, and they're doing a great job with the kids.
So I also want to recognize we have one of our lifeguards received first runner-up, Kaylee Hogger, at the Fair Queen contest. And then our pool manager received Queen, Abby Bador.
Yes.
She is our new Fair Queen. And so that's really exciting as well. So we've had some great things happen.
I thought it was Miss Judd.
She received Miss Congeniality.
Katie Judd was Miss
Yeah.
Congeniality.
Yeah.
So
So
the whole court is just, they're all fantastic young ladies, yes.
they are, yes, yeah. But it was really cool to see a lot of people that belong to the park receiving some great awards through the month of June. So.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll move on to my report. We are still searching for lifeguards. It is a desperate plea that we need lifeguards. So I do not have any certification classes available for anyone, but if anybody is certified already and over the age of 16 who is looking for a summer job, we really could use them, even if it's part-time or they want to come fill in as a sub or something like that. We would love to have some more lifeguards.
Which
go
is one of the reasons why the pool has been having to close.
Yes,
is
I was gonna
because
talk
we
about
do
that.
not have
Is it?
Staff, yeah.
It's
Staff.
It's staffing, but I guess my question is, have we just had not people show up, or has it been an hour problem? Because I know when they schedule pool parties, which are after the normal work day, is that included in their hours for the week, and then they're limited by how many hours that they can work a week, which would, so if they work a party for 2 hours, then this would make them unavailable to work 2 hours during regular pool hours.
Right. We do have, I mean, most of our lifeguards are getting overtime because they are having to work more than 8 hours a day.
Okay, so overtime.
Not
So-
surprised. Yeah.
but you're not
That's
not
not the problem.
scheduling them. That's not the problem.
That is not the problem.
It's the
It
other
is-
activities that you just mentioned.
Exactly. We have a lot of, so at the beginning of the season, I asked everyone for their days off, and just a lot of them are so involved in so many things and they're all the same things, so they have to have the same day off. And so there's really nothing we can do about it. So for instance, this last Saturday, we had to close because we did not have enough lifeguards to man the pool. And we have to take in consideration like the safety of our patrons, and we cannot open the pool if we do not have at least 4 lifeguards. And so, and that's where we're running into. We are not closing the pool because we just don't feel like opening that day. It is because we do not have enough lifeguards to work. I only have 9 lifeguards. That's it.
Okay.
And so, and they are already stretched thin. And if you think about it, most of our days besides Saturday and Sunday, they start at 9 a.m. with summer discovery swimming or swim lessons, and they could go till 11 o'clock at night if we have pool parties scheduled. So they are working, that's how many hours, and we're splitting them. And so 4 of them are working half day, 4 of them are working the other half day. Some of them are having to work more than half a day, or however it falls. And we have so many people just needing days off. They're in sports, they're in other
The
extracurricular.
SAT. I mean, all of our
SAT,
lifeguards are super smart, super committed to our community.
Yeah.
How many of them were at the Queen contest? I mean,
Yeah, right.
our pool
Yeah, I mean,
manager won.
Right.
You know, then there was Kaylee with first runner-up. She's a lifeguard.
Very involved.
Yes.
Very involved. And I mean,
Yeah.
and those are the people that we want because we know that when they're there, they're going to be super great lifeguards.
Right.
It's just finding more of them and more people who are willing to commit to that training before the summer starts. You commit to working that, lifeguarding is a hard job. It's not just suntanning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stressful. It is. I mean, you're responsible.
You keep an eye on everybody.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and we are not, I know it's been a question of, can't we pick a different day that we close? And that's not the issue. We're not just picking a random day and, we're going to close this day. We are closing because they need off for their extracurricular activities. And so we cannot be open because we don't have anyone to guard.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
that's the issue.
Yeah, well, and this last Saturday, we got the Fair Queen contest going on, which we have some of our lifeguards participating in. So there's,
Yeah, there were multiple events on Saturday.
There were multiple events on Saturday, and we've closed on 2 Saturdays. So, but for the public, that's the time that I understand their frustrations, because this is when they're off work and this is when they want to take their kids to the pool.
But they have to understand it's really not, we have no control.
No,
Right.
yeah.
Unless somebody wants to come to the plate to be a lifeguard,
Right.
and
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
have
You said
them.
we-
And you have to
certified.
be certified.
Yes. And there's only 9.
And you said we have 9 in the past. How many have we had? What's the gap?
Well,
you
the
think?
goal
What's
is
the good-
20.
Wow.
So we're
20.
we're way
We
off.
had 12 last year. I
Okay,
think
that's
they
what I was
started with
thinking.
15 and they kind of
Dwindled
dwindled down to 12.
We're very short.
And this year,
honestly.
I started with 9.
Yeah.
And
That
we
just shows
offered
right
it
there.
to everyone.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people said, well, we have swimmers. Go get the swimmers. Well,
It's not that.
we offered it to everyone. I even spoke with the athletic director back in the springtime, and she said she would post it. We posted it with the swim team.
Yeah, both the
you
boys
know,
and the girls
we,
swim team. I personally
told
handed
them-
out flyers.
Right. We told them that we would
I've
pay
asked
for
a few
their
as well.
certification because that was another concern. We did have some that they were not willing to come back because they didn't have the money to pay for their certification. So we paid for the certification so that they would come back and work for us. And so we've offered it. Kate, she spent one day calling all the local pools around us and just saying, hey, if you want to offer to your guards to get some extra hours in, we would love to have them come work for us on their off hours. And so, they said, yeah, we'll pass that information along. But they also have lifeguards issues.
There is a shortage.
There is a
overall,
shortage,
right?
and their lifeguards also have a life as well and need their times off and
Yeah,
for
want their
sports and vacations and things like that. And so it's it's just kind of it's a tough thing. And another thing that's been it has been brought to my attention is, well, why don't you hire adults? Well, it is a teenage job. I mean, being a lifeguard is primarily what teenagers can do during the summer. Adults typically have a full-time year-round job. And I'm willing to hire adults if they want to do that. But that's just not something that adults have that 2-month
Luxury,
window
right.
to come be a lifeguard. And
Especially when you could be working from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. or any time during that day. It's
Yeah.
not. So yeah, if there is an adult out there who is certified in
I'm happy to entertain.
Yeah, please.
Part-time clerk. It's not easy. So
Right.
trying to get adults to do lifeguarding
Yeah.
would be
yeah.
difficult too.
Yeah.
Well, thank you
Yeah.
for
Yes.
continuing to search and continuing to work with the staff to get them to commit to working so we can keep the pool open.
What about during the fair? Do we know ahead
We
of?
will be closed during the fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we have not in the past.
Our last day is the last Sunday of the month, so that would be like the
The
Sunday
30th.
of the fair parade.
30th of July.
That will be our last day. In August, we will be open for pool parties only
Okay.
on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays. And we are already completely booked for the month of August for pool parties. We actually do not have any openings for pool parties, and we get calls every single day for pool parties, and we do not have any openings,
Wow.
unfortunately. That is due to, some is due to staffing, but some is just, we just don't have any dates available
full.
because we are completely full.
I have been telling people that those reservations are available to make all year long, and a lot of people weren't aware of that. They thought it was only during the summer. So a lot of people
That's
have been
good.
informed that they can call up there at any point and make a pool party reservation. So
It's just like
Yeah.
making a reservation for anything else that you,
Right.
yeah.
And
Some
yeah, we
places
have
do
people-
restrict on how soon you
Yes.
can
Yeah.
take
Yeah.
reservations, though. Some places
They're
do.
already booking for next year.
Yeah.
We already
I'm
have
not
bookings for
surprised
next
then.
year. So,
if you want to.
it's, we stay busy. Oh yeah, thank you. So we do have the one availability we do have for birthday parties is our day pass that we added this year. That's new, and so she does tell them when they call in. She gives them that option because we do not have the evenings available or the weekends available, mainly the
And
evenings.
that's what we
So-
talked about before, when they
Yes.
had the
It
sectioned
is.
off area.
It is. And so we actually just booked our first one. She booked it. And so it's coming up in July. But it is during the day. And so that I understand, people want their own private party in the evenings. But that is available, that they can have their birthday party during the day, during the open hours, and still have kind of like a little designated area for themselves and a birthday party and everything. So that is an option. Okay, so the canoe launch. This has been also something that's been in the works with all of the rain and everything that we had this spring. The canoe launch was a mess, and I just have to give a shout out to Andrea Napier because she's been tackling this and helping me out tremendously. And so she has reached out to DNR, and they actually, so we have a 25-year lease agreement with them for the canoe launch. They put it in, they installed it, DNR did. And for 25 years, it renews every, I want to say it's every 5 years, 5 to 7 years, something like that. It renews. There is no finance involved in that, but it is theirs. That is their area for that use for 25 years. They cannot they cannot move it, because we did discuss, like, should we find a better location, because this one just seems to continually be an issue. And they cannot move it. It has to stay where it's at. It was a grant given to them, and so that's how they were able to fund putting it in and everything. And so, but once a year, it is in the contract that they will come and clean it up for us. And so that was part of what they did to help us out. So they came and they cleaned up the ramp. They did lay new gravel at that location going down into the water. Unfortunately, when it rains and that water rises, that gravel's not going to last. And so we did discuss options, and he was going to, the DNR gentleman, he was going to kind of evaluate if there's anything different they can do, but for the most part, they can lay gravel and kind of help keep that mud out of there. But what we were having, the problem we were having is people were driving down to the water on that boat ramp, and that boat ramp is not made for vehicles, and so we have actually blocked it off. The maintenance guys put post in the ground, and they blocked it off. And then DNR has sent us some signs, and we've posted signs out there. We also cleaned up around the path. So the ramp is DNR's. We're to keep the overgrown cleaned up. And so they went down and they cleaned that up, weeded it all to get it off the ramp area. They hung up a new handicap accessible sign and cleaned off the pavement area where the handicap accessible vehicles can park. Hung up some other signs. We did secure the trash cans to some posts so that if the rain does make it flood, that those won't go floating down, because that was a little concern of DNR's. They don't want things floating down the river. So those are some things that have been taken care of at the canoe launch, and it does look a lot better down there. And so unfortunately, we kind of share that space, and so we have to rely on them. They come from, it's over 2.5 hours away, and so it's not easy for them to get here, but they said that if we need them, they'll come. But they are they do know that they have, once a year that they come and clean that area up. They can lay gravel in the parking area. That is their responsibility, but the drive going down into the parking area is our responsibility. That is something that we will probably have to look at in the future, is re-graveling it, because the slope is so steep and everything's getting washed away. And so you really have to kick it in gear to get it up that hill. And so that is our responsibility, to re-gravel that. So we'll have to be considering that in the future, of, you know, how we're going to, when they put it in, the DNR gentleman, when they put that whole ramp in and everything, it was in the agreement that it was going to be paved and that we were going to take care of that. But that was, you know, something that was not in the budget for us. So, you know, that's something that we will have to look at in the future on how we're going to surface that drive down there. The storybook walk, that was, it was like a partnership last year with the library, if you guys remember. That has been placed. So I talked at the last meeting about, let's see, Spartan Workday. They came and they helped clean up the area and they put the post in. Well, now this storybook has actually been installed, so we have a book there, and that is a great addition to the walking path, and they can read stories as they go. And then the library will take care of replacing that every 3 to 4 months or something like that. Next on the list was the pool. We kind of already discussed that. There were a couple days in this month, at the beginning of this month, where it was rainy and it was only like 60 degrees. So we did close due to weather for a couple of those different days. But other than that, we've kind of already discussed everything about the pool. Earthwork, I don't know if anybody's been driving by 2nd Street Park, but that has been, that earthwork has begun, and it's starting to look like something, so that's exciting. They got it's like a circle now, and they got the hill and everything. So I saw that the gravel is there for the start of the drive and everything like that. The
People
driveway
will be
stuff.
going that way because you can't get down Vine Street from 5th Street to Hanson Meadows because of all the it's closed. It's closed. So there'll be a lot of people using
People going down 121.
more people going down 121 and going across the bridge. So it'll get a little bit more visibility, I think, as to what's going on, and hopefully that will be encouraging for people to stop by, and when it's finished, to use it.
Summer Discovery is doing great. They're just, that is an awesome program. I'm telling you, it is. Everybody loves it. I have one parent tell me that their child never wakes up early, and they were awake at 6 a.m. dressed and ready to go to Summer Discovery because they're having so much fun. And so,
Madison always loved it.
yeah,
They're doing a lot of really creative things.
they are. Yeah, they have a lot of great programs.
And they're changing activities for the kids
busy and
more
educational.
frequently, and they're kind of hitting them to below their level of awareness as far as the activities that they're doing that are actually teaching them something.
Yeah.
Problem solving kinds of things. They're having scavenger hunts, and the kids absolutely love them. And then Mr. Caldwell hid from them one day, and they had to figure out where he. So they're just the different kinds of activities that they're doing with the kids, and the frequency, I think, is because their attention spans aren't all that swift.
Yeah.
I was impressed with Van Fitness too, going in and showing them exercises and.
Yeah, and Carrie's showing them some nutritious.
Tomorrow will be
plans.
oatmeal cranberry bites. That's what we're making tomorrow, and talking about healthy snacks and
That's good.
So we can all come watch.
Yes, please do. They're delicious. I'll give you the recipe.
What time is it?
It is. I am there at 9 a.m.
So so it's going great, and our registrations are open all summer. So we had someone register today actually, and drop their kid off, and so registration is open all summer, and it's $10 to register, $15 for the first child in the family, and then 12 or 13, $13 for the second child, and 11 for the third and on. So those are the prices, but it is great, and the summer is planned. I love it because it's still educating them through the summertime, you know, and so that's going to keep their mind going in preparation for the start of school, you know, in the fall. So that's great.
It's not like going to school.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's huge with that age group, because if you tell them you're going to school, no, but they're learning by doing, and it's all hands-on kinds of things, and they're really.
They don't know they're learning.
No, they don't. They
They're
don't.
having fun.
That's the real beauty of it, to watch the staff interact with them and stuff that they're doing.
So Longwood Bridge, it's continuing. So it is actually, it's kind of cool because it's supporting itself now. It's not being supported by the structures that were made inside of there to hold it up. So we are making progress. And I do not have a final date on the completion of the project. Unfortunately, it's a slow process because there's only a few guys working on it at a time. It's not like there's a big construction crew. You know, when you see a house go up, or a barn, or a business or something like that, there's a big construction crew that come in, they get it done, and they go on. And that's really not the case on this bridge. It takes a specific person with that specific skill to come in and do that specific job. And so unfortunately, it just takes that much time to do it, because there's only a few guys working at it at a time. But there has been progress because it is supporting itself, which is huge. So we're getting there. I think he said that the siding has been delivered. They were pouring the footers last week or this week. And so it's getting there, and hopefully in the next, month or so, we'll start seeing a little bit more. It's hard when it's been hollow for so long. You don't really see, it doesn't look like anything's happening. And that's the hardest part to, the community and all of us. But there
working
are
on
things
the
out there.
infrastructure rather than the
Exterior.
Yeah. Let's see, some programs that I participated in. So Healthy Fayette County and the Purdue Extension Office came to me, and they wanted to talk about a walking program, and just a walking group in the community. And so we're planning on meeting. I'm bringing Logan into this because that falls more along, under his responsibilities as the sports director. And so we're going to meet in July and hopefully have a fall kickoff. But what we're wanting to do is encourage people in the community to start walking more. And we're going to have it planned out like a calendar. It's going to be open to anybody that wants to participate. It's not you have to sign up or anything like that. It's just, hey, we're going to meet at this location on this date, and you can come walk if you want. And so we're going to kind of have that. I think it's for people in the community, if something is planned and they know they can attend, they are more likely to go to it instead of just like waking up one day and, I think I'm going to go walk. There are people that do that. That's great. But some people need that encouragement of,
Me too.
a planned, scheduled thing. It also helps create, what am I thinking?
Community.
Like community bonding.
Yeah, connections.
Yes,
You can
yes.
walk by yourself, but if you're walking with other people,
Right.
it's a much more
Like
pleasant
it'll
experience.
catch, it'll kind of catch on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
Yes.
see other
Yeah.
people walking.
It will. Yeah.
Takes 20
So
days
that is something that Healthy Fayette County, they wanted to do, but it's not really something they're focused on. They're kind of focused on the downtown walk, and so they wanted to expand that, and they felt that the park, it fell more along the lines of the Parks Department, and we have great places to walk.
Right.
So
Yeah, you can
partnership.
put a walking path, just, or route within the park, and people would know how far they walked, or have I walked a mile, have I walked a quarter of a mile? And there's a lot of different configurations that you could do down there. And it's a safe place. There's not the traffic issues that you have walking in some neighborhoods, and particularly, a lot of people walk down Park Road.
I love it.
Yeah, and they can walk down Park Road and walk into the park, and it's a much more pleasant atmosphere.
We are still meeting for Christmas in the Park and planning that, preparations for that. And so we are currently looking for organizations and businesses, community members, churches, whomever, who would like to participate in putting up Christmas lights at the park. It will be a contest, and so we're going to make it fun. We are also looking for sponsorships. Anybody that would be interested in sponsoring this program or this event that we're putting on. That's also something that we're looking for. So contact the Parks Department, or if you guys are out talking to people, mention it to them that, hey, we're going to light up the park this winter, and businesses can participate, and it's going to be a fun event, and it's going to be a contest. So I think that's going to be fun too.
Is this going to be in conjunction, the beginning of this, is this going to be in conjunction with the things that we usually do at the park with Santa, and there are some people that have gifts for the kids or something like that? Is that going to be integral into this, or is this just something completely separate?
Well, this will be all December long, through Christmas. So it'll start in the beginning of December, and we will have kind of like an opening event, and that's when we'll turn all the lights on for the first time. We'll have Santa come in, and then and then we will have those lights on throughout the whole month leading up to Christmas time. That anybody can drive through, and what we're going to do is promote it along with the activities that go on downtown, and with the train depot. All those activities. This is just going to be one more thing that while people come in to ride the train, they can stop at the downtown events, and then they can drive through the park, and it's all going to be incorporated together. Through the month. And then we will have, so last year we did have an open house where businesses set up booths, and kids could walk through, and they could get different prizes and things at the booths. We will do that again as well this year. But the big event is going to be having those light displays through the whole month of December. Let's see, June 19th, the park office will be closed. Oh, I'm sorry, that's already passed.
It was
I'm behind here.
Uh-huh.
And then our meeting. So that's all I have for my. Okay.
All right. Did Logan send a report?
He did, yes. So,
Is it?
yeah, T-ball, softball, and baseball is wrapping up. They did try on Sunday to have a tournament, and then so they got part of the tournament in, and then with the lightning strikes and the tornado watch or warning, whatever happened, they had to call it, unfortunately, and then I don't know, 30 minutes later, it was
sunshine.
beautiful out. And so, unfortunately, they had to cancel that. So, he's probably going to work something out there. And then, he put on here the coaches pitch tournament is Wednesday and Thursday night of this week. And then the kids pitch tournament is Monday. Oh, it's tonight.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, there were
And then
kids
Wednesday.
playing down there when I
And that's where he's at tonight. So that's why he's not here. We have 5 teams for Church League signed up, And those games are happening on Tuesdays and Thursday nights at Industrial Field. Baseball, let's see. Logan and I actually have a meeting tomorrow with the coaches at the high school. And we're going to talk about some maybe baseball tournaments or something. They have some ideas going there, and they want to partner with us. So that's really exciting because that's our goal, is to partner with the schools and combine and get the programs meshing together.
Well, there's also something for the schools that because we're out of compliance with Title IX, we have something that we are going to be building a JV baseball diamond out on the campus of the high school. So that's something that's on kind of the front burner, because since we built the new softball facility for the girls, we now have a JV and a varsity softball field, and technically we're in non-compliance with Title IX, kind of in a reverse fashion, in that we don't have the same thing for the boys that we have for the girls. So that's on our front burner to take care of. Is we have the land to do it. It's just getting the appropriations and getting that kind of thing ready to do. It's going to take up part of the area where the FFA field is, or the not the FFA field, but the Agriculture Department field. But we found some more land that we can swap out for them, so they won't lose their, because they make money off of that, so they're not going to lose their income. We didn't need actually that much, so it worked out pretty well. So I think if the parks and the school, particularly if we get the new fields, it could be a really good partnership for the kids, because you don't have to worry about things flooding out on the hill.
Some goals of Logan's that he's hoping to have a couple co-ed and men's softball single-day tournaments. That's something that's been quite a few members of the community have requested that. He's there. I think there's some great interest there. Yeah.
Yeah, used to do. My daughter used to do really a lot of fun. Yeah, just for the weekend. They'd play all night. It was.
Also, kickball tournaments for all ages, and then possibly pickleball tournament. We'll just see. He's wanting some single day things that's gonna, get great involvement, but they're not committed for 8 weeks at a time.
Right.
And I think for
People
adults,
like that.
that's great, because we just lead such busy lives that, to commit to something for 8 weeks is sometimes hard. Yeah. And so the adults still want to be active and play in some sporting events, but these single day tournaments are going to kind of help with that. So that's it.
Good idea.
Fantastic. Well, thank you.
For those single day things, we need to make sure that we have better trash removal during the course of that day, because at Dribble Over Drugs, by noontime, they were overflowing and really not too cool. And we used to run into the same problem down at the baseball diamonds when we were running tournaments. Racky Bird would come in first thing in the morning, and he would show up again about 2 in the afternoon, because the amount of trash that you generate, we could have 30 barrels down there and probably couldn't take
Well,
care.
we did discuss that next year we'll have more, but we only have one gentleman that works on Saturdays, and he has to pick up the trash for every single location that we have, and he's only there till 1. And so that's why it did not, that's why one person can't do all the trash for all the parks and keep those empty all day long. And so unfortunately they did get flooded with a lot of trash. And so next year the goal is to put some more trash cans out in that area. It's just, unfortunately, that's just,
Nature of it.
what happens. And if if volunteers want to come and help
That's what I was gonna say.
clean
Yeah.
up, I
Well,
mean,
my
the
thing-
people who
my thing
participate
is
in
that
Dribble Over Drugs, maybe they would want to just help empty some trash cans
I mean, if
while they're there.
Yeah.
That would help
Just help
us
clean
out
it
a
up.
lot.
In the old baseball tournaments, the sponsors, when we sponsored those, that was one of the things that the volunteers did.
Right.
Is when
Part
they,
of
and then we just basically tied the bags off, and then we had a place where we put them out of the way. And then when the park could come back and pick them all up, they were all in one spot.
Yeah.
It wasn't a pleasant job, but it was better than looking at the trash all day.
Exactly.
And I will say, there's a lot of talk on Facebook. But what I want everyone to understand is we are limited on staff all the way around. And our staff can only do so much during the work hours. And we have so many parks that we take care of and manage that, we get to everything as we can get to it. And sometimes that's hard because you see what you see and you think immediately that nothing's getting done about it, but that's not really the case, because we have a system where we go around to the parks as we rotate through them and everything. And so I want to mention that because I know that there's a lot of talk on Facebook, and Facebook is just a feeding ground for everything. But we really do our best to maintain the parks at the best ability that we can. But, when people vandalize things, I mean, we had last week twice there was major vandalism in the restrooms. We would clean it up and they'd go and vandalize it again. These parks are for community members. We need to, as a community, take care of our parks. And, it is there for people to use, not to vandalize. And, it would help us out if you see trash, pick it up, throw it in the trash can, or, help us keep our parks nice.
And instead of getting on the bandwagon on Facebook, then volunteer in the Parks Department so that you can help us out instead of
Absolutely.
jumping on the bandwagon.
Yes,
and say
we
never
do
know.
accept volunteers.
Maybe press the city to increase the budget so we have.
Exactly. We want the amenities, but we don't want the responsibilities, and we don't have the staff. Therefore, something's got to be in the middle. And for those out there vandalizing, you will be prosecuted to the fullest extent if you are found. And if anyone out there has any trail cams that they have up and they would like to donate to the Parks Department, we would be happy to get those.
And I will mention, we do accept volunteers.
Yes.
And there's many different areas that we could, if you are interested in volunteering, there are many areas that, we could have you volunteer. And
In the day-to-day. Not just special events, in the day-to-day.
right. Yes.
One of the things about the walking, I think people, you walk and you ignore the garbage or ignore the trash. I mean, part of walk and pick it up. Come
Yeah,
on.
that's exercise in
it's-
itself,
it's-
bending down, picking it
well,
up, carrying it.
I think a lot of, I think some
But it is-
mentality is that's not my job. They pay
Right.
people to do that.
Right.
That's why we have Parks
It's part of our
Department
community
employees.
to make it.
But it really is,
Everybody's.
Yeah.
it is, yes, it's the
Responsibility,
community's
right, kinda.
park, but we are also limited on our staff, and they work hard.
And when they have to fix those bathrooms twice in 1 week,
Yeah.
with it takes them away
takes-
from
right.
mowing the grass. It takes
does.
them away from
Cleaning up
emptying the
trash.
trash.
Yeah.
It takes
Yeah.
them away from repairing picnic
needs
tables.
fixed.
I mean, it just is ridiculous to have to fix something because somebody else was
Intentional.
intentional in destroying it.
Yeah.
And
So I just wanted to put that out there that, we really do work very hard. Everybody
Yes,
that
we do.
works for the Parks Department works very, very hard at their particular job and what they do. And so, it is, when you have a limited staff and you're taking care of 9 parks, But that's not just mowing. That is
Right.
cleaning up.
Everything.
It is maintaining the restrooms, and you know, we have multiple things that get broken down, and we have to fix them, and you know, it's a lot. And then in the summertime, we have the pool that they are also maintaining, and
So
you know,
in addition to all of the things they
in-
do,
in
and I know it
addition to
changes
it,
throughout
yeah.
the seasons,
So-
but
I just wanted to, you know, make that comment and put that out there to everyone that, you know, we do work really hard.
If you strip that all away, there's a lot of positives.
there
I mean,
are.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of things going on that we haven't seen.
And
in
be
a
the
while,
solution.
so, yeah.
Be the solution in things. Be kind. Be the solution.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, I'm done.
All right.
Just
Let's,
the responsibilities that we've had since I've
Have increased.
have it just increased. We have better facilities for our people, and that takes more people to do it. Period.
Exactly.
All right, does anybody have any old business? I don't have any.
No.
Does anybody have any new business? I believe we discussed that already. We don't have any new business. And miscellaneous business? It sounds like we don't have any business being here.
Nope. We're
Let's
done.
go take a walk.
That's right.
I think it's raining, Vane.
Hey, you can walk
I've
in
got
the
an
rain.
umbrella.
I'm sure that they're still playing baseball in the rain.
Well, as long as there's no lightning, the little guys love it. They get
That's right.
dirtier.
Yes.
That's right.
I will take a motion to approve claims, including payroll.
I move we approve claims and including payroll.
And a second.
I'll second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. That motion passes. It does not look like. Yes. Did you have something?
I just wanted to shout out to for Community Youth Day. That is going to be on Thursday, July 13th at the park. And so we have a lot of different vendors. That's all free to the public. We did get a sponsor for lunch, so we'll be having pizza. And so typically there's about 1,000 kids in the past that's come through and parents. So look forward to that's 11 to 3, I believe.
Say it
that day.
again.
It's at the park.
The 13th,
It's
Thursday.
down at the
July
park.
Oh, I
It's at
know,
the
I know
park.
what they did.
Community Youth.
Community
Over
Youth
there.
Day, the
Community
library.
Well, but see, they
Vane,
used
the
to-
library,
they used to have
Friends
it
of the
down on
Library.
Square.
We only had it there 1 year. 1 year we had it initially, but it's been at the Miller Building the last several, besides COVID, so. Yeah, so, but anyway, just a shout out for that, so, yeah, we've done a lot of planning for that, so hopefully that'll be a great event, so that's it for me.
Anyone else? Public? No public? All right. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
A second?
Second.
Second.
All those in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. Good night.